Don't make another New Year's resolution until you've watched this video. Did you know that 92% of our New Year's resolutions fail? So don't feel alone if you clicked on this video because you are just not following through on your New Year's resolutions. The studies have shown that only 8% of people follow through on their New Year's resolutions. And in fact, most of our New Year's resolutions tank before we even get to February. We start all gung-ho in January, but by the time we get to February, 80% of us have already fallen off the bus. So why is that? Why do you think it is? You might have a few reasons up your sleeve, but I can tell you that I found a new branch of science this year called positive intelligence that gives me the most comprehensive answer I have ever found. Positive intelligence, as I mentioned, is a new branch of science. It is founded by a man called Shirzad Chamine. He is the New York Times bestselling author of the book, Positive Intelligence. I'm going to quote him directly, and I think this is the answer in a nutshell. He says that we are not in command of our own minds. And he says that every single day we are actively sabotaging our wellness, performance, and our relationships. Now, think back to your last few New Year's resolutions that you made. Were they to do with wellness, performance, or relationships? My guess is they are, because most things fall into those categories. Wellness, we could be talking about you want to get fitter, you want to eat right, to do more exercise, you want to lose a few kilos, you want to meditate more and be more at peace, more relaxed, do more yoga, or maybe it's performance. Maybe you want to do better at work. Maybe you want to build a bigger company. Maybe you want to introduce more clients. You want better work-life balance. When it comes to relationships, you might be wanting to improve your marriage, your relationship with your children, your relationship with your parents, your relationship with your friends, your relationship with your boss. It could be anything to do with relationships. What about your relationship with God? It could be a spiritual thing that you're going through. But be that as it may, I think our New Year's resolutions are usually to do with one of those three things. But one of the New Year's resolutions that I've had for the longest time is to write a book. Okay, this year I got through half of 2 books. So I have written 2 half books, but I haven't finished a whole book and completed it yet because I am still not fully in control of my mind. And I have been working on positive intelligence for the last 8 months. So it does take some time, but what is going to happen when you do the positive intelligence program is that you will rewire your brain from the part of your brain that is driven by fear to the part of your brain that is driven by love. And that changes everything. So the reason that we self-sabotage is because when we were children, we had to find a way to cope with the world. We had to create survival strategies. So for some of us, that would mean controlling our environment. For others, we might be a pleaser. That is me, for example. So I would please everybody else. Now, let's put this into perspective of our New Year's resolutions. There are many different brands of saboteurs that you could have. But if you are, for example, like me, a pleaser, you can make your New Year's resolution at the beginning of the year, but then because you are driven by this self-sabotage called the pleaser, every time you hit a fork in the road, you will rather do what somebody else wants you to do rather than what you actually decided to do at the beginning of the year. So you can't follow through on your goals and your dreams and your resolutions because you are too busy pleasing others and you don't know what really pleases you. Maybe even the New Year's resolution you made wasn't to please yourself in the first place, but to please someone else. So that could be a good place to start. Or you might have something called the avoider. The avoider saboteur. What is the avoider going to do? They're going to procrastinate. Every time they hit a bump in the road, it gets difficult, they will procrastinate and not fulfill their resolutions because of that. Or you may be the hyperachiever. You might have a very strong hyperachiever saboteur, and the hyperachiever believes that success is what everything is about. So the minute you don't have success, or it doesn't come easily enough, or you have worked really hard for that success, but you're not getting it, the hyperachiever will get their nose out of joint, and all the self-doubt will come in because they're not achieving the success they want to have, and they will then give up on their goals and dreams and their New Year's resolutions. Or perhaps you have something called the stickler. They are perfectionists. They get lost in all of the details, and that is why they don't get the New Year's resolution sorted, because it has to be perfect, and if it's not perfect, it isn't going to happen. So they might have even reached their target, but even when they get there, they think it's not good enough. And so, yeah, it's null and void. Or you could have the restless. The restless is the person who runs after the shiny object. So they are trying everything, a million things, and that's why they can't do this one New Year's resolution, because they have 20 New Year's resolutions, and it becomes absolutely an impossible task to get them all done. And so nothing gets done. The victim will always blame everybody else or circumstances, or go poor me on why the New Year's resolutions didn't happen. There is some reason why they couldn't get it done. The world's against them. But all of us have a different saboteur. If you want to know what your saboteurs are, I can put a little link below this video, and you can just click on that link and go and do a little assessment to find out what your saboteurs are. But the answer and how you're going to thrive in 2025 in your wellness, performance, and relationships is to really do the positive intelligence program. So I'm going to invite you, if you're interested, come and have a chat with me so that you can start achieving all of your goals and dreams and resolutions that you've wanted to achieve for years. Mine this year is I am going to finish at least one of those books, maybe both of them, and publish them. So please hold me to that. Don't let my pleaser and hyperachiever and restless get in the way. I am going to work on getting those done this year, and I would love to help you with whatever it is that you would like to achieve going into 2025. I will put a link below to my calendar, and I can also send you to a page where you can get more info. I can send you to other videos. There's plenty there that I've already created that will give you an idea of how positive intelligence works. But I can encourage you, if there's something big you would like to achieve, if there is a New Year's resolution that you've been making for a million gazillion years, like I have my whole life, write a book, get it published, make sure it's a bestseller, then you will want to do the positive intelligence program. So looking forward to hearing from you, and I wish you really, really well for 2025. May you thrive in 2025. And if you're watching this video on YouTube, please, if you enjoyed this content, please give me a little like and subscribe to my channel so I can create more content like this for you. Okay, peace out. Bye for now.